Adding and subtracting rational expressions. Example 2. X minus 1 over 2x minus 1, subtract 3x minus 4 over 2x minus 1. In this example, we're doing a subtraction. Pay close attention to subtraction problems because of the issues of your signs. Watching your positives and your negatives is vital to getting the correct answer here. In this particular example, we do have like denominators, which means we can go on and add and subtract without worrying about getting a common denominator first. Our denominator is 2x minus 1, and I'll go on and put that as my common denominator. The next step is to look at our subtraction, again because of the subtraction sign, and we want to subtract our two parts. We'll subtract x minus 1, and from x minus 1, we'll subtract the 3x minus 4. In this case, we'll need to pay close attention because we are subtracting. And we're not just subtracting the 3x, but we're subtracting the entire part. As we do this, we'll bring over the x minus 1 just like it's written. Then we'll bring over our subtract sign. But because we're subtracting not just the first part, we will need the additional notation of the set of parentheses because we want to indicate that we're subtracting not only the 3x, but also the subtract 4, because we have to indicate that with the change of sign. Remember that subtraction can be thought of as adding the opposite. Again, the x minus 1, we're not really subtracting. That's what we start with, so those signs won't change. But adding the opposite means this subtract will change this 3, which is a positive, to a subtract 3. In this case, a subtract 3x. And change this subtract 4 into subtracting a negative 4, subtracting a subtract, which is redundant, and we'll change that to a positive 4. In this case, again, notice that the emphasis here is the change of signs. And that's important when you subtract, not to miss your signs here. That's why and how students will miss this type of problem. The next step then is to add your like terms. And I'll take a second here to highlight those like terms, so that you can see those. X and a negative 3x will then give me a negative 2x. As you add these, remember that the signs in front of the number will act like they're signs as of an addition problem, and we'll just follow the addition rules. For our other numbers, treat these as a negative 1 and a positive 4. In this case, the signs are different, so we'll subtract. That'll give us, let me keep my colors right, give us a positive 3, or a 3, and then the sign of the larger number is a positive and gives us that positive 3. Next, we'll write that answer down. Now, as you notice that as I did this problem, I tend to work my problems up and then bring my answer over. I do this because it's easier for my eye to follow and to explain to students as I do it how and where I'm working on my problems. I can show you how I distributed that and work it up. We're used to working our problems from the top but down, and I find sometimes it's easier to explain it if we kind of just work in the opposite direction. Your teacher may work it in left to right and work over as you do each step, and that is a very good way to work it as well. It's really just a personal preference of mine that I work my problems up and then bring the answer over. Either way is correct, and just follow the way that makes better sense for you. In either case, the answer then for this problem is negative 2x plus 3 over 2x minus 1.